Hey friends, Pastor Bill Walden here with Build Up the Church. This is a devotional word for April 15, 2024. Hope you're doing great. This is out of the Gospel of Luke chapter 16. And in the Gospel of Luke chapter 16, Jesus is talking about the shrewdness of a particular ungodly servant, that when he was called to account by his master, he went out and settled his accounts for less than what people owed, so that afterwards, after he lost his job, he would gain favor with those who should have paid a higher price, but were let off the hook by this shrewd, ungodly servant, this ungodly servant. It's interesting that Jesus used an ungodly servant for a good example, and he basically just said this: the people of the world are more shrewd in their dealings for what they want than are the children of the kingdom of God. And so it's an encouragement to use wisdom, to use acumen, to use knowledge, to use understanding of things to further the kingdom of God. And then Jesus went on to say something. In that context, he went on to say this: if you are faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large ones. But if you are dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. Now that's easy enough to understand. If you're given a task to sweep the sidewalk and you can't even do that, then why would anybody let you build the house? If you can't do the small thing, why would anybody give you more to do? If you're dishonest in small things, you'll be dishonest with larger things. And then Jesus narrowed down the application to money. And look at what Jesus said about money. If you are untrustworthy about worldly wealth, who will give you the true riches of heaven? How a Christian handles their money is a good indicator about how they will handle more valuable things. In the world, certainly, and oftentimes in the church, we think that money is the most valuable thing. Jesus is going to say here that it's the least valuable thing. It's way down the list. Verse 11, once again, Luke 16. If you are untrustworthy about worldly wealth, who will give you the true riches of heaven? If a Christian man doesn't handle his money well, why would God give him a ministry over a church or a ministry over a Christian organization to run the finances or to be an executive officer or something like that? If he can't take care of his own money at home, and if he isn't faithful with money at home, why would God give him a larger responsibility when he's already proven himself to be untrustworthy? Now listen, this is the interesting verse here, verse 12. If you are not faithful with other people's things, why should you be trusted with things of your own? If we can't take care of smaller things, God's not going to give us greater things. If we can't take care of money, which is a lesser thing, God isn't going to give us more important things like ministries over people's lives or the care of a Christian organization or even a secular organization. Caring for money is less important than caring for people. And in another translation, I believe it's the New International Version, Jesus says, if you're not faithful with the little things, and he's talking about money as a little thing. So, how you doing with your finances? Are you giving too much attention to them? Are you valuing them too much? They are just a little thing. Money is just a tool with which we can serve God. It's nothing more. And if you're not faithful with budgeting and honesty, and if you're wasteful with the money that God has allowed you to have, and you may say, hey, Bill, I've worked for this money, I earned it. Yeah, but God gave you the ability, the brain, the heart that's beating the blood through your body, the lungs that are exchanging the air and keeping you alive. God gave you the ability to earn that money and a responsibility to use it well for his glory and to bless other people. If you're not responsible with that, why on earth would God give you something more important, spiritual riches and the care for the welfare of other people? So money is kind of just the starting point where we prove our faithfulness to God. And then, if he sees us as faithful, it may be that he gives us more to be faithful with. Some thoughts for you. God bless you. Thanks.